Hi everyone, Dr. Nutt here. Let's continue our conversation about prosocial behavior. The question we want to ask is there such a thing as a altruistic personality? Well, let's take a look at what the research says. So the question comes up, why do some people help more than others? I don't know if y'all have ever noticed that yeah, again, some people really do help more than others. Well, research believes it boils down to the altruistic personality. If you notice the celebrities on the screen, like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, these are individuals that happen to be very generous celebrities. And so they really have that altruistic personality. But, you know, individual differences like personality traits and characteristics, they're not really the only predictor of helping people. There are certainly other critical factors that influence helping, such as situational pressures, gender, culture, and then also current mood. So let's get into a little bit more specifics about these critical factors. Now, when it comes to gender, are men or women more likely to help in a situation? Well, let's look at a couple of scenarios. Scenario number one, okay? Number one, okay? Uh, in in one, someone performs a dramatic, heroic act like storming a cockpit of the United Flight 93 to fight off terrorists. That's scenario number one. Here's scenario number two. In another situation or scenario, someone is involved in a long-term helping relationship, such as assisting a disabled neighbor with chores around the house. Okay? And the question is gender. Okay? Now, what we know, males would be more likely to help in that first situation, like that very heroic act. Okay? Whereas a female or females are more likely in the second scenario that we just read about. Women are more likely to benefit in long term, more likely to help in long term relationships that involve greater commitment. So we kind of see gender differences right here as we talk about help as it relates to helping behavior. What about culture? Well, we know people in all cultures are really more likely to help anyone that they define either as members of their in group more so than those in a perceived out group. Okay. I remind you, an in group would be the group with which individuals really identify as members. An out group is somebody that does not identify as a member of that group. Okay. When we help in an in group and an out group member, there are really kind of different motives there. If you're helping someone that is an in-group member or you're participating in in-group helping, that's really kind of motivated by the feeling of empathy, really kind of, understanding what it's like to be in someone's shoes. Okay. Now, helping for someone that's considered an out-group member would be motivated by like your own self-interest. So there's kind of a difference there in when we're looking at all these situation or other critical factors, really kind of what's motivating this. Another important critical factor in looking at helping behavior would be to examine the role of religion and helping behavior, prosocial behavior. What we know basically that religious people are more likely to help other people who really share their same beliefs. So if you are part of a tight-knit community of believers, you are more likely to receive help from those group of people. And it could be because they have a shared bond between each other. Now, what we also know based on the social science research are religious people are no more helpful than non-religious people when it comes to helping strangers, you know. But there certainly is a tremendous movement among people of religious faith to really kind of step out and extend their helping behavior. And I'm speaking from a personal experience. I'm thinking of what's going on in our nation right now with the spread of COVID-19. And I just happened to see a news report of an organization, a nonprofit religious organization called the Samaritan's Purse. And they are helping people in New York City and set up a hospital in Central Park to help with that crisis going on now. Now, you know, can a person's mood affect whether or not they help or they're more likely to help? And the bottom line is yes, because in research where the independent variable is the mood, and the researchers really try to create a positive mood for the subjects and then measure the dependent variable of whether they're likely to help. And in this research noted here, the helping behavior would be picking up papers for someone that drops the behavior. I guess positive mood impact will help. The results of this study, and you can take a look in your reading, 84% of the people who found coins, again, hence they're being put into a positive mood. The researcher left this in the payphone. Many of you don't even know what a payphone really might look like. I'll have to show you a picture. But they were more likely to help someone pick up some papers in one study, whereas in the control group, where only 4% of those, again, they didn't find this extra money or coin, they did not help, or only 4% of those who did not find a coin actually helped someone. So we see a significant difference right here between these two conditions on whether or not somebody will be more likely to help. So when people are in a good mood, they're more likely to be helpful in a variety of ways. That's why you always wait till somebody's in a good mood to ask them for a favor. Now, again, being in a good mood can increase helping for many reasons. A good mood kind of really causes us to be a little bit more optimistic. Helping other people can actually kind of prolong our good mood. And it really kind of a good mood increases self-attention. Now, feeling bad, one kind of bad mood clearly leads to an increase in helping, and that's if you feel guilty. People often think, about good karma, bad karma, and it's the idea that a good deed could cancel out, say, a bad deed. So this concludes our discussion on part 2 of prosocial behavior.